going on, everyone? Klep Napier for wearecritics.com, and today I'm here with my homeboy, my partner in crime, DJ Gove is here with me, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Not bad. How about you? Thanks for having me back. Appreciate it.
Yeah, listen, I'm excited about what's going on, what we're about to talk about, because it's 2025. We're finally here, and of course, with a new year comes new movies. And Disney has a full platter for us this year. Not as much as what they would normally drop, but I think they got some pretty good things on the roster. And I want to talk about the things that are coming out and which one of these things that you personally may be that excited about seeing. You know what I mean? So, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, so Disney's coming off a great 2024, a lot of box office success. Obviously, we had Deadpool and Wolverine for us comic people, Inside Out 2, Moana 2, very, very good movie. So I'm really excited to see what they have in the hopper for us for 2025.
Yeah, and let's get right into it, because the first film that they got jumping off the year for us big fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is Captain America: Brave New World. Which I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't that excited about the title of the film, because they've gone through so many Captain America titles, which is my favorite of the franchise. I love the Captain America films of all the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They're the most grounded. They're the most, fair to say, realistic, so to speak, outside super serum and stuff. But how excited are you to see this film? Like, what's your anticipation for this?
I'm getting there. Same as you with the Captain America movies. I will put Winter Soldier up as the best MCU movie to date so far. Yeah, it's gonna be different. I mean, you have Anthony Mackie continuing the role of Captain America out of the Disney Plus series, and he is up against a strange new foe and some changes with the president and some big red scary guys, and it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, and we talk about the elephant in the room, the big red guy.
Yeah.
So this film, let's see, it's got Anthony Mackie, it's got Harrison Ford in this thing, it's got Giancarlo Esposito's in this thing. Liv Tyler's coming back.
Liv Tyler's on the cast roster online. I don't know if it's just flashbacks, but anyone doesn't know Liv Tyler played Betsy Ross in the Betty Ross. Now she's still a flag, but Betty Ross in the old Edward Norton Incredible Hulk movies. She's Thunderbolt Ross's daughter. Yep. Harrison Ford's playing Thunderbolt Ross, taking over for late William Hurt. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And Tim Blake Nelson's back as the leader, another carryover from the early Edward Norton Hulk movie. So
yeah. And the film is coming out February 14th on Valentine's Day. A strange date for this kind of film, but hey, listen, make sure you bring your loved one or whoever you share these moments with on that special day, and go check out Captain America: Brave New World. The premise is a little different too, because now they're kind of bringing in worldly threats, because everybody is kind of biting to get a piece of this adamantium that they've discovered, which is also a tie into the Eternals, if you guys haven't seen that film already. Yeah, I'm super excited for this film. I think it's going to be I think it might be a win. I'm not going to lie. The trailers, they've been giving us the same thing on purpose. I feel like they're trying to hold back on many surprises. We don't know much about who's involved in this film, what the cast is, outside of the main players that we've seen. There's been some story changes and some meshing of other storylines from the comic books to kind of make this thing feel like something new. And I'm excited about it. You guys, again, Captain America: Brave New World. It is coming to us February 14th. Now, let's get into the next film. Well, this one it's a little different. It's not exactly a film, but it also comes from the Marvel Universe. Shout out to Marvel. What do you think about them kind of doing a back-to-back on this? Like, they're giving us a movie, and then now they're giving us a television series. Do you think there may be a possible tie-in to these?
I don't think there's going to be a tie-in. I think it's a necessity, because the problem we had it at the end of 2024, going to 2025. Because of the strike we had in Hollywood back in the day, you had a lot of stuff stacked up. Things are just piling up, so you have to get them out. So it's good where if you're a Marvel person, and for some whether reason, whether you got little kids and you can't find babysitters, and you just don't have the funds, whatever, and you can't go to the theater because it is an expense nowadays, you can just sign up for Disney Plus at home and sit on the couch, and you can rip through Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah, Daredevil Born Again. It's coming back, ladies and gentlemen. This is my absolute favorite Marvel superhero ever. Yeah, I know there's been a lot of characters and a lot of people. They love Iron Man, they love Spider-Man, they love Captain America. Listen, They love Black Panther. Me, it's always been Matthew Murdock, Daredevil. He's my favorite Marvel superhero. So when I heard that they were coming back with this series, I was already on board. Give me whatever you give me. I mean, I know everybody wants it to be very close-knit to what we got before in the Netflix series, but at this point, I just want to see any iteration of Daredevil. I loved him in She-Hulk. What did you think? Did you like him in She-Hulk?
I mean, I didn't mind it in She-Hulk. Yeah. For nothing else, as comic guys, one of the wish list items is always that Daredevil #1, that yellow and red suit. Yes. So you got a clip of that. The walk of shame thing was pretty funny. I get it, but now all the funny Daredevil goes out the window, and you're back to what we had in the first 3 seasons of the Daredevil show. The new show is titled Born Again. Mm-hmm. Anyone who hasn't read the books, Born Again, the Daredevil story run, possibly a top 5 arc in all of comic history, writing wise. Mm-hmm. Are they going to delve into that? Probably not as much as you want them to. They did a little bit of that in the end of season 3, but with the themes throughout that story, it's a little bit too much for Disney Plus, even though they are going more mature in certain things. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of drug use stuff you don't want to get into. But, however, I think it's more just it was available. They used to say, hey, here's the show you loved, and we're bringing it back now on Disney Plus. The gang's all back. Obviously, Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock. Napier as the Kingpin. John Barthel's back as the Punisher. So I'm very excited to have the Foggy's back. Yeah. Deborah and Wall. So I'm always good to see that game together. I'm so excited for the show. I can't even put into words really how excited I am for it. And I watched Echo basically just for the fight with Daredevil. So again, Daredevil probably a top 3 Marvel character for me also on the hero side. So very, very excited for March to hit.
Yeah, I think this might be my most anticipated. Outside, I think the first two, Captain America and Daredevil, are my top 2 most anticipated films to come out of this studio for this year right now. I love. We're going to get into the other stuff, and we'll talk more about that other stuff, but that's coming out this year. But those 2 right now are probably top of my list, and not just because they're at the beginning of our list, but because they're at that's literally what I'm looking for. But moving along, let's get on to the next film that will be coming out, and this one is coming out a little more in the springtime. March, end of March, going into April. We have the highly anticipated Snow White. A lot of people they're on the fence about this one, but visually, I'm not gonna lie, it looks beautiful, it looks good. A surprising cast for me. I didn't think that I would ever see Gal Gadot be a baddie, so to speak, in a film so soon in the game. She's been playing her hero roles for a while and kind of getting her feet wet in that. So to see her kind of change faces and kind of be the evil old lady with the apple is pretty interesting to me. What is your take on the Snow White that's coming out, DJ?
Yeah, so I mean the live action Disney movies have always been a contentious point of discussion on the internet. And now this is the OG. This is not only the first Disney movie. This is the first feature animated film to ever be released into a theater. You're going back like 1937, I think. So it's a big deal. As you can see the poison apples on my shirt. I'm a big Snow White fan. I'm not gonna lie, at first I wasn't that keen on it due to the direction that we were privy information to, I guess we'll say.
So much stuff.
But they've changed a whole bunch of stuff, and the biggest thing is, and I'm sure they're gonna tighten up the CGI from the first teaser, but the dwarfs are there. Doc is a top 10 Disney character for me. I love the dwarfs. Yeah. I'm a bearded bald guy with glasses, so that's right there. I basically look like one of them. So I am excited. I do want to watch it. Again, for me, it's mainly for the dwarfs, but I'm always interested to see. For me, the live action movies have a pretty good batting average. I liked Aladdin a lot. I really like Beauty and the Beast. I love Pete's Dragon. Yeah. So, and I'm going to support it, if nothing else, to kick that can down the road, because I want them to start doing other stuff. I want Hercules and Emperor's New Groove and things like that. So
Hercules. A lot of people are talking about Hercules. That might be next. I don't see why they wouldn't do that. But yeah, no, it's got Rachel Zegler in this as well, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know her. You've seen her in things.
West Side Story she was in?
Yeah.
That last Hunger Games movie?
She was good in that. So yeah, it's Rachel Zegler, Gal Gadot. That is Snow White, ladies and gentlemen. It's hitting these theaters March 21st. So make sure you guys are looking out for that.
Go see Doc and Dopey.
And moving along, let's get into this next one. And this next one, ladies and gentlemen, listen. it's one of these movies that kind of came across. You see a trailer just drop, you don't even know what to expect. You're like, I'll click on it, maybe I won't click on it. Very dark tone, but then you see the cast and you see names like Lawrence Fishburne. What else? Sammy. What is it? Rami Malek. Rami Malek. And who else is in this?
John Bernthal.
John Bernthal is in this. Brosnan. What's her name? Brosnan. Rachel Brosnan.
Yep.
This film is called The Amateur, ladies and gentlemen. And I didn't know what to expect. You see a bunch of these prestigious names and you're just like, oh, let's go in, let's watch it, let's press play. And then I watched this trailer and I was actually blown away. I was very moved. It felt so original. Now the premise, let me set you up for the premise. The premise is about a gentleman who is a techie guy who loses his wife. He's a tech guy for an agency.
In the CIA.
In the CIA, yeah, for the CIA. Loses his wife and he's just hell-bent on revenge. DJ, you want to pick it up from there?
Yeah, so it's basically what if John Wick couldn't use a gun and he could only use a keyboard and the internet, basically. So it's again I said star-studded cast. The firepower from an acting level in this film is insane. Plus, obviously, it's the only thing on our list that's of the old Fox studios.
Yeah,
it's a 20th century picture.
Yeah.
So Rami Malek, he's a CIA analyst. And the bad guy takes out his wife, which is like every other CIA kind of movie.
Yeah.
But as opposed to just going on a killing spree like some other characters do, they show you in the trailer he can't pull a trigger. He's not that dude.
He is horrible at it.
But is he the dude that can change around your electricity and nuke you, and can he wire stuff up? And he's just smarter than you.
Yeah.
So what if John Wick was just smarter than you?
And so, I mean, John Wick is smarter than you. But
well,
just imagine if he was nerdy smarter than you.
So as a server administrator during the day, I love it. So it gives us a little street cred. So I'm actually pretty excited for this one. I love action movies. I love suspense movies. And again, like we said before, the cast in this is just too good to pass up. Yeah. It's a go see in the theater easy for me.
And I'm a revenge plot guy. Like anything that's like, the little guy gets stepped on and then all of a sudden he's like, you know what? I'm just going to flip the page on all you mothers. And yeah, that's what I'm all about. And this film it looks like it has all of that. Brains, bullets, and revenge. I'm all for it, ladies and gentlemen. That is The Amateur, which is hitting theaters April 11th. So make sure you guys are checking that out. Now, DJ, listen. We've talked a little bit about Marvel.
Yeah.
Marvel, I mean, it's Marvel. They got things dropping. They've got Daredevil Born Again coming. They've got Captain America Brave New World coming. But they also have this really, really interesting film that no one expected, no one saw coming, about a band of mischiefs who we've grown to love throughout all of these films. What are we, 30-something films in? And we've seen pieces of this movie and never thought we were going to see a collective of these characters. We're talking about none other than the Thunderbolts, which is coming out on May 2nd, in which we were both talking about. This is like their marquee time of year. Marvel Studios.
Yeah, it's funny. So how long have Marvel movies been around?
2008.
2008. Okay, cool. So I've been married since 2001. So yeah, so basically almost my entire married life, my wife's birthday is like, hey honey, let's go see Spider-Man, or hey honey, let's go see the X-Men, or let's go see Iron Man.
Yeah.
She hates it, but nonetheless, yeah. So the Thunderbolts are coming out. Basically that weekend kicks off summer. So now we're fully into summer movie season. And it's gonna be a good summer movie season, I think. But yeah, so it's a team of it's your team of outcasts, like your team of bad guys, basically. Very much. I mean, honestly, they could have called it Dark Avengers almost. It was that close.
That's what I thought they were gonna go.
No one knows what's gonna happen in this movie. No one knows who the protagonist is. We'll probably know a lot more once we get done watching Captain America.
I mean, antagonist.
Antagonist.
Yeah.
Sorry, apologize.
Yeah.
But I think once we get done with Captain America, we'll have a better idea what direction this movie's going in. But I mean, I'm going for Red Guardian. I'm going for David Harbour. I love that character. And we'll see what happens. I mean, there's been other groups of bad guys forming a superhero team kind of movies I've dug. So the premise works. It can work out. And it's got characters that if Aunt Janet or whatever used to take you to see the Avengers movies, Bucky's in here.
Yeah.
The new Black Widow's in here, so it should be pretty good.
Yeah, we're talking Florence Pugh, Sebastian Stan, David Harbour, Wyatt Russell, who, listen, I loved him as the bad Cap. Like, U.S. Agent was probably the best thing about the Falcon and Winter Soldier series for me.
Yeah.
Because that's a character, again, that, like, these are characters that pulling straight from the books that you just wouldn't expect to be so colorful on screen. And I thought he murdered it, because you're supposed to hate him, and everyone hated him.
Yeah,
especially when he got blood on the shield. Like, come on, man.
And the cool thing about this movie, if you watched the the Captain America Disney Plus show, which is still streaming on Disney Plus, you're gonna want to see where Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character arc goes. That's gonna be the chef's kiss, I think, of this whole movie is that stuff. So. Again, I'm pretty excited for that one. I only hope between February and May 2nd, we do not get Marvel fatigue. It's the only thing I'm worried about.
No, and I know Julia Louis-Dreyfus has been around a long time, but is this like a cinematic debut for her? Because I don't ever really recall seeing her in a
Christmas Vacation, man.
Oh, okay. I mean, but that's a small role.
Yeah, no, this. I mean, she's never done. This is her big first. I think this is like her first big like tentpole.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, her bread and butter. Like.
Oh no, I'm wrong. She was also in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Oh yeah, she was real quick.
Yeah, she was in Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, but she was in there for like what, half a second.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, she's never
this is the first time she's gonna dig her teeth into a big blockbuster movie.
See, I'm excited for this film, ladies and gentlemen. The Thunderbolts is coming. You heard the cast. And again, the date is May 2nd. The marquee date for a lot of Marvel films. Go back, look at their history. A lot of their biggest and best blockbusters have dropped on that date. So we got our fingers crossed for this. The Thunderbolts are coming, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you check it out. Now, the next thing. And I know you might be really excited about this, DJ, because you are a Disney dad. You're a Disney dad. He's a Disney dad, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm a Disney nut.
And we talked a little bit about the live action Disney stuff. They've been doing this a lot. And a lot of the newer stuff, which I'm very surprised. They're not really going back to, like, the classics, other than the Snow White and the Beauty and the Beast.
They did Pinocchio and Cinderella.
Yeah, but they're not hitting. They're not hitting.
No, correct.
But the newer stuff is doing pretty well. So let's talk about Lilo and Stitch, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I remember when Lilo and Stitch came out back in the day. We were at high school. And you're like, what is, like, it was the first time Disney had done something. It wasn't like a fairy tale. And you're like, what is this? Like, get him, like. But and since then, Stitch has become an absolute favorite. He's the best. He's like the best character. And I mean, you don't even need to release another trailer. Just him like smashing the sandcastle. This thing is gonna print money. All the merchandise, give me all the Stitch hoodies and T-shirts. I mean, they already do give you all the Stitch hoodies and T-shirts and backpacks and lounge flies and stuff. But no, this is gonna be. I'm gonna say this might be the biggest grossing movie of the summer.
Yeah, you're giving.
Dude, I think kids are, because basically he's a. There's another movie with a CGI. We're gonna call Stitch a dog, because Stitch is technically, he's an alien, but he's written, the treatment they give him as a character is that he's a puppy.
Okay.
He's like a lost puppy basically, and the little girl finds him, and it's gonna be the summer of CGI dogs basically, I think. But I think Stitch is gonna be the biggest movie of the summer. I mean, it's just, how can you see that and not think that every kid's not gonna want to go see that movie? I want to go see it. I'm in my 40s.
I know. I'm really excited to see it too, because it's weird because I love animation. I love a lot of animated movies, but I'm not big on animation. But I know a lot of those stories are really good. Yeah. So for me, I think I'm going to connect with this because, one, it's going to be the similar story, but it'll be live action. So I think I'll probably connect with it more. Like, I love animation, but not all of it. I can't watch all the animation in the world. So I'm really excited to see, because now I feel like there's a version of this for me that I can probably jump into and really enjoy. Let's talk a little about the cast. It's got Hannah Waddingham in this. Yeah. From when you told me it was Ted Lasso. And I remembered exactly who she was, because I love Ted Lasso. And then I was like, oh yeah. She's the main boss Rebecca. Lady. Yeah. Who else is in this? Tia Carrera, which I didn't know was coming back for this. You talked about that. That's pretty.
Her and Jason Scott Lee have, who were the sister and David in the original cartoon, have little cameos. So I was like, when they do the live action stuff, obviously you can't bring back the voice cast of Pinocchio because they're made in the 50s or whatever. They're no longer with us. But when you have the people available, giving them like little cameo spots, that's awesome. So.
Yeah, and then we got Zach Galifianakis in this.
Zach Galifianakis is in it. I'm so stoked for that.
Courtney B. Vance, who's playing one of your favorite characters, Bubbles, you said.
Yeah.
And then Chris Saunders, who is the voice of Stitch, ladies and gentlemen. And Lilo and Stitch is hitting theaters in May 23rd. So make sure you guys are hitting theaters to check that out. I'm excited for it as well. All right. Next, let's talk about this new film that no one was actually asking for. It's like something new. You know, every once in a while, Disney, you know, gives us a classic, an original classic, something that we've never seen before. And usually it's an animation style. And then we got this new film, ladies and gentlemen, coming out called Elio, which we still know a little bit about. Like, we don't really know much about it. But I will say that first teaser, that first trailer was charming as hell. DJ, what did you think about Elio?
Churro was adorable. It seems to be about a kid who has a weird birthmark, so he thinks he's destined to be abducted by aliens, and then finally gets abducted by aliens. They don't give you a whole lot, but when you look at Pixar, they bet like 900. So how can you not be excited for it?
Yeah, they never really miss. I mean, look at the success of like the stuff that they're bringing back to us, like because of how big they were before. Like Inside Out, #1 movie in America of the year last year. Like it's crazy, like the biggest thing right now. And now we're getting this movie Elio, which there were a lot of jokes in it that hit for me. Like I was laughing a lot watching this trailer. If you have not seen the trailer, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check out the article version of this, because I'm going to have all the trailers for every single one of these films and some little clip notes on what we think about, you know, in the excitement about these films. But Elio, ladies and gentlemen, that's coming out. It stars, let's see, Giannis Kabrib, who I'm not really familiar with.
He was in Sweet Tooth?
Yes.
And he was in Kenobi.
Yeah. Got you. And then we got Zoe Saldana is in this as well. So, I mean, you got names that you can look forward to seeing in this. And Golden Globe winner, Zoe Saldana, I should say. Yeah, she's going to be this. And Brad Garrett is going to be this from Everybody Loves Raymond. You guys know who that is. So, I'm excited to see this. It hits theaters June 13th, ladies and gentlemen. That is Elio from Disney Animation. Pixar, I should say. Pixar. Let's get it right. Now, last but not least, and I know there's going to be more. This is probably just the first go-around run for Disney. They want to give, you know, they want to let people know what's happening throughout the year. Now, this film here is going to be getting all the mixed feelings in the world for many reasons. Because this is the third go-around, and also it is dropping during a particular month that something else is dropping. We won't get into it, but if you know, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about none other than Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four First Steps. Now, this film, it stars, of course, Pedro Pascal, Joseph Quinn, Vanessa Kirby, and Aban Moss. I always get the last name, Bacra.
I can never say his name right, yeah.
Bacra, he's in this, from Succession. DJ, tell me what you're thinking right now, what you're feeling. What's the level of excitement?
I mean, so this is the one that matters, right?
Yeah.
Because the whole Marvel thing is you have to be able to keep moving the story down the road, so you need new characters.
Yeah. So
you spent all these years where you didn't have access to them, and now you do. So you have to get it right.
But this is an important one. Like I hear what you're saying, but these are characters. This is the first family.
The first family, yeah. No, they have to get it right. I mean, like you said, unfortunately, there's been some bad takes on this.
And I don't even think bad though, because listen, I'm a fan of the original.
Not well received takes.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about the last one.
Yeah. Okay, that was a different spin.
Yeah.
Something unnecessary. Something we didn't ask for. And that that was Fox.
Yeah, but where you want to go, you've already announced a Secret Wars movie. You can't do that movie without the Fantastic Four.
You cannot.
You cannot. So, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little taken back by the Pedro Pascal casting, just because I feel the dude's great, but the dude's in everything.
Yeah, he's working. He's everywhere.
And they didn't make him take the mustache off. That's actually what bugs. The mustache bugs you more than the actor.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I mean, like I said, First Family. I cut my teeth on Fantastic Four books back in the day. I started reading Fantastic Four even before I started reading Spider-Man or X-Men. So, I mean, I love The Thing. I'm a huge Thing fan. Dr. Doom is my favorite Marvel villain. So, but this one, there's a lot of pressure on this one. There's a lot riding on it. Yeah. I mean, I feel that, they're going to do it right and they're going to pull it off. But with it being so far back in the past and not connected to the current timeline that we know of, I'm very intrigued to see how they're going to weave it in and out. I'm not going to lie. It's nice to go into something not knowing exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, for like the longest, because Marvel was such a big monster in the industry, leaks upon leaks upon leaks. Everybody wanted to know. Everybody wanted to tell. Everyone wanted to talk about it. And that kind of like dampened a lot of, the excitement around the cinematic universe. I blame a lot of, the controversy with that. Because I feel like if we all went into a lot more of this blind and had no expectation, we might open our minds and be like, well, it wasn't really that bad. But when we have all these early expectations and then we think we know what we don't know and we go in, I feel like it tears down the momentum sometimes for this stuff. So we don't know anything about a lot of these new movies coming up. And I'm pretty excited about.
We do know Robbie the Robot's in it.
Oh, yeah, we know that.
We know that.
And we also know that Robert Downey Jr. is, in fact, Dr. Doom, but we don't know how much or how little he's going to play in this film.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see who the bad guy is.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. We did get a glimpse of a Galactus, so to speak, in that little. Did you see that little teaser?
Oh yeah, it is Galactus, isn't it?
Well,
you can't jump that. Galactus is a slow burn. You can't just jump into Galactus. Like just do Mole Man or like Wrecking Crew or something.
But I also heard that there's some Mole Man references. There's like leaks out there. There's images of like caves and things. People, it's all speculation at this point.
You own it all. Just use the Underminer.
Yeah. So. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, that's Fantastic Four First Steps. The name change, of course, came about last year during the conventions, during D23, I believe they changed it.
Just to let you know that this thing's like in the 60s.
Yeah. Well, we don't even know that.
Oh, in the past. We'll just say in the past.
We don't even. It could be a new universe, past. We don't.
Just like a different Earth that everything. It's always 1970.
It's beautiful that we don't actually know what is happening yet. We haven't gotten the first trailer.
It's exciting. I don't want to know until I sit down and I hit the first handful of popcorn.
Yeah.
I mean, all of these. There's one thing. Like one thing we'll say is, not to cut you out, but with this slate, with the exception of Daredevil, because you have to watch it at home, with your Disney Plus subscription. All of these other movies. To me, they're all theater opening weekend movies for me. I'm not waiting for any of the stuff to hit streaming or Disney Plus, except for Daredevil, obviously. I'm going and paying the money, and I'm excited for that. The theater run, I think, is back this year, and Disney's leading the charge. Yeah, you're right. I mean, like you said, they had an amazing last year. The top 3 or 4. I think it was 3 of the 4.
3 of the 4 or 4. I believe it was the top 3 movies of last year were all Disney Studio movies. Marvel, Pixar. They crushed it. They absolutely crushed it. So they're gunning for it again. You can tell they're gunning for it again, and I think they're going to do it. They do it usually every year. I'm gonna say my most anticipated out of this entire list would have to be the first 2: Captain America, Brave New World, and Daredevil on Disney Plus are my top 2. Second to that would probably be the third to those. It would be The Amateur for me.
Yeah,
what about you?
Surprisingly good.
What about you? What are your top 3?
So I'm most excited for Daredevil on Disney Plus. That's my show. That's my show. Second, I'm gonna go Lilo and Stitch, the live action Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Just cause, especially even just the music in that movie is killer. Hawaiian roller coaster ride.
Do you have a third?
I mean, I'm excited for The Amateur. But that's not something like would normally be on a list like this. But I'll go Fantastic Four just because again we don't know anything, and because of the historical ramifications of this movie, like what it could mean going forward. I'm gonna go. I'll go with that one.
Let's do a prediction right now, right? First trailer for Fantastic Four Super Bowl Sunday. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I very very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And I only say that because it's dropping on the same weekend that they dropped Deadpool and Wolverine, and that's when we got the first trailer for that. So I think, ladies, I don't know. I don't know inside scoop or nothing, but that's just my prediction. I think we're gonna get that trailer.
It just makes sense.
Yeah, we're gonna get that trailer. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That we're gonna wrap up on this the 2025 preview from Disney Studios, Pixar, Marvel Studios, and 20th Century. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen, down in the comments below, which one of these films are you most excited to see Give us your top 3, because yeah, we give you our top 3. So give us your top 3. Which ones of these 3 are you most excited to see? If you want to know more about these movies, like I said, check out wearecritics.com. We'll have the trailers there, brief descriptions, and some images for all of you to kind of dive in and get to know these films a little bit better. Just last and not least, I'm Klep Napier, wearecritics.com, and this is my guy,
DJ Gove, Watch Podcast.
That's right. And until next time, guys, talk to you soon. Peace.